Undertake assessment of competence as per requirement standards. Performance criteria. Schedule the assessment or in between the training schedule as per the requirement of the training plan. Assess and interpret units of a competency that are to be used as benchmarks for assessment and are nominated assessment tools to confirm the requirements for the evidence to be collected. Ensure availability of necessary and adequate tools, equipments and materials for conducting assessment as per number of candidates. Ensure a safe and secure environment for the assessment to take place. Explain to the learner the purpose of the formative assessment and what they will be assessed on before conducting the assessment. PC6. Use assessment tools for various purposes. Evaluate level of competence. Evaluate learning retention. Monitor learning progress against program and session objectives. Identify learning needs against required curriculum. Provide feedback to learners on progress. Create development plan for further learning. Assess learning styles. Assess learner soft skills. Gather evidence of performance applying the principles of assessment and rules of evidence. Evaluate the collected evidence to check whether it reflects the evidence required to demonstrate competence. Use judgment to infer whether competence has been demonstrated based on the available evidence and in line with agreed assessment procedures and plan. Record assessment decision whether competency mentioned in assessment criteria has been achieved. Identify level of competence achieved as per assessment criteria as well as learning gaps. Provide clear and constructive feedback to the candidates regarding the assessment decision and clearly document follow-up if required. Prepare development plan for the learner to cover the learning gaps as identified in the assessment. Complete learner assessment records accurately and submit or process as required in the required time frames. Use technology while conducting assessment activities such as video evidence of skill or performance, recording of oral evidence, computer-based online testing, etc. Check and authenticate the video recordings and other evidences to see if there are no shortcomings. Else retake the recording and evidence. Document the results on paper templates as well as online forms and templates as prescribed accurately. Complete candidate records accurately and process in the required time frame. Secure, label and pack the evidences accurately as per the standard procedure adopted by training organization. Knowledge and understanding. Training organization system policies and procedures such as a candidate selection, rationale and purpose of competency based assessment. Cost or resourcing. Organizational record management system and reporting requirements. Health, safety and environment issues relating to delivery of competency based training. Work area inspection procedures and practices. Waste and dangerous materials disposal procedures and practices. Procedures for recording, reporting and maintenance of workplace equipment. Purpose of formative assessment and when is undertaken. How competency based assessment differs from other types of assessment. Competency standards as the basis of qualification. Structure and application of competency standards. The principle of assessment and how they are applied. The distinction between assessment tools and assessment instruments. The rules of evidence and how they are applied. The range of assessment purposes and assessment context including RPL. Different assessment methods including suitability for gathering various types of evidence, suitability for the content of units and resource requirements and associated costs. How to apply assessment tools in a formative assessment context such as the instrument and the procedures for gathering and interpreting evidence in accordance with the designated assessment methods instruments to be used for gathering evidence such as profile of acceptable performance measures, templates and for performer specific questions or activities, evidence and observation checklists for evaluating work samples, candidates self-assessment material procedures, information and instruction for the assessor and the candidate relating to the use of assessment instruments and assessment conditions. Reasonable adjustment and when they are applicable. Types and forms of evidence including assessment instruments that are relevant to gathering different types of evidence used in competency based assessment. Know how to develop development plan for learner based on formative assessment results. Generic skills 1. Use whiteboard or flip charts to explain key points in a language or symbols understandable to learners. Make minor correction or updates on presentation slides, handouts, etc. Write emails to interact with the design team, seniors and other stakeholders. Read presentation slides and trainers guides and participant handbook. Explain and describe training related concepts and facts to learners in a simple language that is understandable to the learners. Use effective listening and probing or questioning skills to understand learners and their queries. Provide clear instruction to learners during the course of the training to conduct training activities and guide their behavior and conduct. Work effectively as a team member to cultivate collaborative and participative work relationship. Use assertive communication techniques and participative discussion techniques to handle group discussions. Use collaborative methods to handle conflicts without losing calm. Handle disruptions during trainings in a solution seeking and calm manner. Identify which learner and learning environment related concerns are to be dealt on their own and which must be reported and handled in consultations with seniors. Deliver training programs smoothly on time while the session objectives. Ensure that all tools, materials, equipment are available in the appropriate time and place when they are needed. Identify the meet client and student needs. Apply problem solving skills that require negotiation to resolve problems of a difficult nature within organization protocols. How to improve work processes. How to spot potential disruption and delays and what can be done to prevent the same as well as handle the same if it is occur. How to spot potential hazards at the workplace or simulated workplace.